Okay, what do you have now? So let me check. Everything is fine or not? You know, it's a long time, right? Uh, it's a long time. I hadn't started my since I hadn't started my live, right? It's really about to, I don't know, more than 50 days, I think, something like that. There is bunch of reason for it, and start my life, right? It's really about to, yeah, it's there is bunch of reason for it. Wait a minute. So yeah, where I can put this? Hmm? Maybe here. I can put it here. Yeah, just put it here. Yeah, and so you know, mm, yeah, I really facing some you know some really there is bunch of stuffs like some sort of celebrations and functions and some health issues, things like that. It's a trivial thing, right? I tried, but I was not able to make it. You know, I was not able to put it live. Put a live stream. I mean, start a live stream. Uh, it's yeah, it is what it is. And here we are now after 15 days, right? So the another thing, you know, the thing about I'm not sure about this, but every programmer face this issue, right? This kind of back bone issue. I'm not sure how I put this, but how can I put this? Uh, it's like if you're sitting very long time, um, you know, if you're constantly sitting 10 or 12 hours a day, and you're basically continuing that even months, years, something like that, without any proper stretching, or there is some sort of things you can do with it, because your muscles are basically contract how uh, it's like, you know you are just your muscles are basically just fixed, right? It's when you're sitting, um your body is going to be changed, right? Is the reason, because your metabolism will change, and lot of stuffs will change when you are constantly sitting for long hour, right? So that's not a good thing, right? um so if you develop these kind of habits for a while, and you might face some issues with your health. It's not it's not very big problem. How to say, it's not a emergency situation or something like that, but you need to take this carefully, right? Because first, it's not going to be, you know it's not you can it's very easy to just, you know um j- just like, I don't care about that, something like that, you know but in long run, it's going to be give you some real problem, right? um because, you know that's that's how our body basically, you know uh, it's the nature of our body, right? It's just the nature of our body. Because, if you are doing not any manual work or something like that, if you don't go to gym, you're just constantly sitting in a chair and smashing the keyboard all the times, yeah, it's fine. You're basically improving, become mastering something, become really great, good at something, which is what? Which is the thing you are smashing it, right? Whether it's a programming or some sort of thing. But the problem is, it's going to affect your body, because you are sitting in a place for 12 hours a day, and you are continuing that without realizing what you're doing, and you are continuing that for months and even years, right? You are not basically, you are not doing anything for that, right? So that's really a big problem, I would say. It's not a very simple thing, right? Because for short run, you're not gonna notice any sort of problem, but for long run, you will, because, no, that's how your body and every human body, that's the nature of every human body, right? So you need some sort of physical. Otherwise, what? Otherwise, okay. This is one of the problem I'm constantly facing, is that when I turn off the Wi-Fi, it's going to be turned on this. It's basically turned on, disconnecting. Wait a minute. I think um did I just disconnect that? No, I'm not. Okay. So long story short, there is bunch of events and bunch of issues. Okay, so that's what just happened in last few days. Now here we are again, writing this thing in Rust. What's PyTorch, right? We are going to write PyTorch in Rust. So what we are doing now is, if you're watching my stream constantly, you know that we are writing this PyTorch. We are kind of making PyTorch in Rust. Actually, it's not a PyTorch because, you know, PyTorch. So yeah, it's sort of like that. PyTorch, TensorFlow, any kind of thing. It's in a nutshell, it's a deep learning framework. That's it. Okay. So, and at the same time, I would like to write this, write this um, thing, which is DeepSeek. DeepSeek GitHub. If you go to this, if you go to this repository, DeepSeek v3, and you can see here, this is the model. So this is actually this is the code for inference, I think. So it's about to something like 800 lines, and they are using PyTorch. So it's not a training code, it's an inference code, but there is a lot of things similar with the training code. You can see here on this layer, and the only there is some of the things going to be not going to be not in here is the reason, because it's a inference code, and the thing you are not going to have here is optimizers and the things that are related to backward pass, right? So those are the things you are not going to have here, but other than pretty much you can have other than pretty much you can see a lot of things that are really important. Pretty much you can see everything about the actual model architecture, right? So the linear layer, token embeddings, positional embeddings. I think they used this rope encoding system for positional encoding things, sort of like that. So that's what they used. If you are not familiar with the DeepSeek, it's one of the major breakthrough in current AI, I would say, because it's really it's it's uh it's it's kind of another it's kind of another chat GPT movement, but not exactly, but you can give a credit, something like that, because the reason because is that they are claiming this, this is if you search this on the internet, there is a it's a ChatGPT like a thing, okay, LLM. You can talk to it, it's going to be respond, something like that. But the what's special about this is that they open sourced this entire thing, and the model weights and the model weights and the code, but they are not released actual training code, but they released inference code, I think, but I'm not sure whether they did whether they released the training code or not, but I'm sure they have we have inference code. And the thing about DeepSeek is that they released not just the inference code. Hey, they are not like this. Hey, Here I trained the model. You have the inference code, and I gave the weights to you. Anybody can download it and use it. What they did is that they released everybody released a paper on it, right? But they released paper, and they released those libraries, sort of many libraries to train this model. Actually, it's actually they say they released what are the libraries used to train these models in a very low cost, right? Because if you're using ChatGPT or Claude or something like that, when you're reading stuffs about AI or some sort of thing, it's all the papers, or all the information about AI will tell you that if you want to train a large language model, you need millions of dollars, right? Even billions. Okay, sort of millions. Okay, so that's how um one of the major these ChatGPT or Gemini or Grok, these people have huge amount of fundings, right? To train these models, because you cannot train this model in a single GPU or a multiple GPU. You need hundreds of thousands of GPUs, right? And you are training this model for months, for year, for months, right? For multiple months, right? Uh, what's special about DeepSeek is that they invent really a lot of things, uh, which is that they invent this thing called multi-head latent attention. It's actually a quite nice thing, quite nice invention after the transformer movement, because you know transformer the architecture became ChatGPT or any sort of LLMs nowadays. They all have the same architecture called transformer and attention mechanism, but they do they have slightly different versions of it. Nowadays we have lot of attentions. First it introduced with multi-head attention, which is attention mechanism which is used in GPT versions, older GPT versions like GPT 1, 2, 3, some those things. But after ChatGPT movement, there is really huge amount of progress happened in AI. So there is huge amount of people get into the deep learning, and many new ideas and new inventions happened. Um, that's one of the major invention after transformer, I would say, the multi-head latent attention. Because the reason because you have now you have multiple versions of attentions. Still, most of the people prefer this is a reason because the normal attention, multi-head attention is a good, but it have some flaws in them. What I mean by that, it works fine, but it's going to need a lot of storage and compute, right? So for larger model with a larger context length, it's going to need in huge amount of memory, right? So that's the problem is the money, right? If you need a huge amount of memory and huge compute for a simple conversation, you know it's a money thing, right? You need to optimize it, otherwise you have to pay, right? um, that is how it is. So the after the lot of the attentions are proposed. Yeah, some of them are really stay in the game and show the potential, something like grouped query attention, which is used in llama, you know, llama. So it's another LLM from Facebook and Meta Labs. Yeah, it's a Meta, right? So the thing about us, other sort of LLMs, other sort of versions, other attentions mechanisms are, it's they always have this trade-off, right? If you want a performance, you need to give up either a memory or compute, right? So it's a trade-off. If you want one, you need to sacrifice other, something like that. So it's always it always going to be a trade-off. But the DeepSeek, what they really did is that they actually proposed this idea called multi-head latent attention, but there is no trade-off. That's that's um, that's a huge thing, because they they optimized it. They optimized the memory and compute, and still they increase the performance. It's a remarkable thing, right? So so that's that's what they did. Actually, they did this multi-head latent attention, which is they it's a great thing. And they trained this huge model in MOE, right? Mixture of experts. Before that, ChatGPT did that. OpenAI did that. They trained for GPT-4 with this MOE architecture, I think. I don't know about Google or something like that, but they ChatGPT 4 trained in MOE. Okay, so they also did that. DeepSeek did that, and they released this API. They released their API, which is very cheap, right? It's a you know maybe I can show you DeepSeek API. Sorry. They okay. So that's so they asked for my account. I'm not going. I'm not going to log in now. But maybe we can call this okay. DeepSeek API price. Maybe I can set this. Okay. So this is the thing. This is the price for the API. You can see here. This is a normal model, and this is a reasoner, which is thinking model, right? Say so maximum output. So this is a 8K token and 64 token, and it's the context length. And so this is the standard price, and they also have a discount price, which is very low. You can see it's very low compared to other LLMs. Still, these models are really good, even par with other closed source model. These two models, this is an open source model, and that's how they did this training. It's a actually, it's a remarkable thing. It's a reason because they only charge $0.07 for their 1 million token input, right? But if you are seeing, if you are checking other LLMs like OpenAI or Claude or something like that, they are going to, they will charge even 10 x more than this, right? So that's what they really did. They optimized the cost and they released a lot of stuffs how you can do that. So I think they earned huge respect in the community, AI community, right? So long story short, it's a wonderful model, and they really did very nice inventions, and they optimized a lot of stuffs. They really touched on CUDA, even they really went below CUDA for optimizations, sort of like that. So that's it. So what we are going to do is that I'm not sure, but I wish maybe we can write this entire thing in Rust, you know, using our framework, our own framework, which is we are writing now, and and honestly we honestly we cannot train this model. We cannot train this model because this is a huge model, right? We cannot train this or we cannot train this kind of a model with this size, right? It's going to be, yeah, this model is uh it's something like let's say it's something like a more than 600 billion parameter model. It's going to be need an enormous amount of GPUs. Maybe, you know, in a single word, it's going to need a data center. What I have is a what I have is a simple laptop. So with that, I cannot do that, right? So maybe we can do maybe we can write this architecture, but we can lower the parameter size something to few millions, right? Still, it's going to be very educational for you, for us, okay? Still, it's going to be educational for me as well. So that's the thing. That's another thing I'm planning to do. And for let's just start this. Okay, let's just dive into this. Before that, just want to share this with okay, with my peoples. Okay, so that's it. So what are you having? We have some sort of thing here. Okay, just do this. Um, okay, and where is a main? Yeah, it's a main. First, let's just run this. Okay, it's here we have it. So it's going as usual. We have a error, right? So wait a minute. Mm, okay, so we have a bunch of errors. So let's just delete this. So let's just comment this. Uh, expected expression. Hmm, what is it? Line 14. That's the parent. So the parent thing, I'm not sure about that. And FN. Uh, okay. Grad. So I know it's still going to be give me error. Missing grad and operation and type record. So by default, by default, um, by default, we are going to have grad true, but grad is it's going to be optional, right? Can make a field that's optional, but why then why we are actually one of the things operations, so going to be a sum, but I'm not sure what it is. And type require is also going to be an option. It's going to be sum. Let's just leave it like this and see whether we can actually. I'm sure it's not going to work. Maybe. Yeah, it's missing. Can I put something like this? It's it's uh, it's Yeah, I know that, but the thing about what I want is I want to clear this up. What I mean by that, I don't want to allocate memory. That's what I really want. Because by default, it's going to be allocate memory. That's I don't like it. Maybe for now, let's just let's just do something like this. And it is a string. Maybe wait a minute. Let's just maybe we can ask GPT. What can I do with this? Hey, I I really don't want to I really don't want to allocate like memory by default. So oh my god, it's a coffee. I have a coffee here, but it's it's going to be disturb if I drink. It's going to be disturb my sleep. So none. Yeah, that's okay. Okay. So I haven't touched Rust for I think 10 days or something like that. So basically, I lost. I forgot a lot of things. This none thing. That's right. It's another variant with this um another variant in the optional enum. That is what it is. And uh, so so it's none, right? And my typing speed also got really slow, and say that for sure because I haven't typed for last few days. No, like so what I'm doing here. Okay, so that's it. So the thing I really hate is that the thing I really hate is that when you forgot very little things, right? Um, when you forgot very little things, and it's going to cost you much more time. Oh my god, it's I really hate this. The reason because you know something is there, but you you couldn't basically remember that thing, and it's going to be and it is a very simple thing, and you couldn't remember it, and you know it's that. So for that you need to type prompt some LLM or search it, and it takes some minutes to find it. It's really hurting me because I don't like this at all because it's going to consume time and energy to remember these things again and again and again. So it's you know you can do that for larger things, right? It's a fair thing to do for larger things. If you just forgot some concepts or some sort of a safety thing or performance thing optimization, it's worth it. But very small things like this, I still feel like whenever I do this, I still feel like I haven't learned anything at all in this language. That's how I really feel. But it is what it is. So here we can see some of the things print out. Uh, if yeah, so this is the thing actually printed. So x is finished and y is finished and z is finished. So this is actually, you know, I just basically printing the elements in x and y and z. So that's it. And you can see here we are using our reload, right? The reload activation unit. So where is it? I think it's in a binary. No, it's in a urinary ops, right? We have reload here, you know. So it's going to be take every element and to the max. And that's we are what we are having here. So okay, that's nice. And let's just assume these things are some sort of a example, some sort of a data set or something like that. Let's just for now let's just assume that. Okay. And now, so let's just implement transform. I think we have a fairly some amount of operations and things like activation units and binary ops and you know these are the things all you need to perform deep learning stuffs, which is that some functions, it's going to be some function, um, some activation function, and the matrix multiplication, nothing more than that. And the addition trade minus a subtraction trade, I don't know, I haven't used that, but yeah, sometimes I do use this. And multiplication trade, actually this is, wait a minute, okay, okay. So whenever you do this, star thing, you know it's going to call this library. So it's actually came from this matrix multiplication library in Rust, and it's just bit more optimized and really fast at matrix multiplication. You can do that. You can do that normally. It's going to be a very naive. If you do that, it's going to be very naive implementation where you have a bunch of loops and you are multiplying with the elements, but you can optimize it. So for that, I just use this library, which is a matrix multiplication library in Rust. So it's going to be whenever you do multiplication, whenever you do the star stuff, and it's going to call this uh, the matrix matmul function. Okay, so that's I think I have we have this we have pretty much we have everything from which is needed to implement GPT-2. But yeah, I earlier said that we are going to implement DeepSeek, right? But we are not going to implement DeepSeek exact version of DeepSeek V3 because it's a bigger model, right? So what we are going to do is train a model in a size of GPT-2, which is you know few hundred few some multiple millions, something like 80 million, 100 million, 125 some. So it's going to be a millions. Okay, it's going to be in millions, and we are going to use this. If possible, we are going to use this two things from DeepSeek, which is rope thing, where you have a it's a rotary positional encoding. Okay, I guess it's a rotary positional encoding. But and another thing we are going to use, maybe we can use, is a multi-header related notation. These two things is really amazing, and so that's what we are going to we can implement those things in a GPT-2 model. And I still think I think it's going to be very educational, and yeah, it's really going to be very educational. We are open for education, right? So okay, yeah. So let's just stars. Okay, let's just. So first we need to create this thing, token embedding, and okay. Do I created this embedding layer? Did I created that? No. I have a linear layer, but I don't have any sort of. Okay, let's just so it's going to be a start on embeddings. Not bad. So what are the things that are specific to embeddings? Nothing, right? It's just going to be shape. Do we okay, I just assume it's for now. Let's just and data. The think about um yes, grad it's going to be a tensor. um what are the things you can call? Maybe we can put this inside of a tensor struct, right? Do we need this really? What I mean by that is, what is the tensor? Yeah, maybe we can do something like this here, embedding, and it's going to be redundant. It's going to be written as surf, right? And surf, um, we can do it, but is there anything that is really specific to embedding layer? Because you know, it's a it is a simple linear layer. It's not a linear layer. It's a vector, right? It's a array, and there is no much of a difference between this tensor struct and the but still we need to do that, right? Maybe uh maybe let's just have it. Okay, let's just have it. Okay, and what are the things? There is actually there is. Okay, let's just leave it like this. And in main, so 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 it's maybe it's not going to be a tensor. Instead, it's going to be embeddings. And so I do need to write this. Implement embedding. So when new, maybe it's what are the things? If it is embedding layer, then it's going to be need just the dimensions, right? For that, maybe we can look at this person implementation. Mm, yeah, the second thing is DPG2. Here you can see that you can see here. So this is the word embeddings and this is the positional embeddings, and we are just passing this dimensions, right? Nothing more than that. So let's just assume like that rows maybe. So what is it? So the config dot vocab size and the config dot number of dimension um is, so it's going to be, you can imagine this as a rows, and it's going to be a U size and columns, right? And it's going to be written attention, and so tensor rows, so it says, so what is the shape? It's a vector. Movement model, let's just put this in rows. I do think there is a much better name for it, but I'm terrible at naming things. So data. So this should be okay. What is the default? So that's the tensor. For default, if we call new, and it's going to be called this uniform, it's going to be sample these numbers in a uniform distribution, right? So that's it. So what it's going to be do, okay, and so really this this and sensor that new, and post view size and check rows and columns. One of the things I need to send shape and grad, which is grad trigger and the type right here. So mm, grad true, then right here let's just what um to string. Well, this is the thing we need to return, right? Whenever you call this, so yeah, that's it. Maybe we can call this in a main function. So it's going to be embeddings, and it's the same thing, and it's a file and normal, and this is not. So we don't need to send this grad, but so two things we need to send. First, we need to send the shape, and next we need to send whether we need grad. So this thing so we shouldn't send grad, because if you are implementing embedding layer, then you are going to have a grad. So if you are typing false, that doesn't make any sense. So next, so that's we have. So maybe let's just assume that we have a 5 examples in a single batch, and each example is going to be have a 5 tokens. That's what we are so that's what we are now sort of implementing, right? And that's work. If it just works, then it should print its elements. uh, so what are the okay, if the mod is I don't like just name this just come on. could not find root cause. So embeddings .ops. I do have here. See, sorry for that. This is the problem. I misspelled. It's what you're expecting. So this is the problem. Didn't I saved it? Okay, unused imports. That that doesn't really matter now. Fail to use undeclared type embeddings. It's not embeddings. Sure, I just saved the file. Mm, it's getting messy. Mm, two arguments. Yeah, it's that's my bad. Let's just maybe we can implement some sort of a struct here. Model config. So it should have vocab size, and it's going to be a U size, and D layer still it's going to be U size. So what are the things? So block size, cap size. So block size it's a context length. It's all going to be in U size because they are going to be in a positive number. D layer and N layer, number of layers, and number of heads. Number of heads going to be number of heads. It's so D layer it's um it's, yeah, it's a much better name for it. So this thing, so we have a struct here, and we can call this model. So X is going to be a model, um, config block size. It's going, block size going to be 1024, and size is going to be, for now let's just put 10,000. Embeddings, it's a 768 in GPT-2 model. 768 number of layers. It's a 12 layer. It's a 12 layer. Number of number of heads. It's a 12 heads. Okay. Um, and now it's the model. So let's just call this config, and let. So config dot forward embedding. Just change this to W. And it's going to be forward embedding. It's going to be vocab size and the block size, right? Here you can see that. So it's not sorry, it's vocab size and the number of embeddings, right? So each vector for each token. And embeddings. Same thing, but so it's not a vocab size, instead it's going to be a block size, but there is a catch, because if we are it just if you're using normal positional encoding, where you have you created each unique vector for every position in the context, and let the model to tweak those weights. This is absolutely fine, but for our row positional encoding, it's going to be much different. Let's just leave it like this, and let's just leave it like this. Okay, so let's just write another function, just that. So let's just assume we have let's just check this print. So wge print, it's sort of this wge apa is I just basically build this for debugging purpose, nothing more than that. Unexpected, okay, and tensors convert identifier to the uppercase, unused, unused. Okay, but just fine, but why it's not printing anything, right? Because embedding is going to return a tensor. If it is returning a tensor, we have what is it? We have a method called print to print the elements, right? But why it's not printing? It's not printing. Mm. Didn't I saved it? Just happened. What just happened? Where is my terminal? Okay. That is. Oh my god. Okay, I understand. That is some mistake. And did I crashed my stream? Oh my god. So here you can see that these sort of mistakes can happen in Rust if you are unaware of it. I'm basically printing. Oh my god. This is this number is ridiculously high, right? 7327240. How much it is? It's 73 lakh 27,240. Oh my god. What is the problem? So we are creating this and backup size. Oh, this is the problem. So let's just for now still I have block size. Okay. Hmm. Now it's stopped. So this number multiplied by this. Maybe we can pick up the calculator. 1024 and 768. Yeah. So 7 lakh 86,432. Right. And another hand, it's 10 and 768, which is going to be 7,680. Okay. So now we are having this, right? So we have word embeddings and the token embeddings, both of them. So, sorry, token embeddings and the positional embeddings. Next, we need to add this. Okay, so this all things should be created through models. So that's actually what I just basically totally forgot, is that I implemented all of this through model, right? Even you can see I think I have a linear layer for it. Maybe use craft some embedding some now new. Okay, when you create a model and you can call linear. Same thing goes for embedding as well, right? So and embedding, then it's going to be take rows, rows. Input size, output size, right? But for that's not an input size. Instead, what is the valid name here for this? What is the valid name for this? For now, let's just go with rows, and it's going to be a U size and columns. Maybe we can name this D size. And still it's going to be return a tensor, right? Do this, whether this tensor. That's right? So it's going to be return a tensor. Then all we need to do is that just copy this line and right. So this is going to be D size. Now let's just it's a model, right? Yeah, we are basically using module inside a model, right? You can see here that we are using this module trade inside the model. So what is the module trade? We haven't touched the backward part yet, right? So I think if we include this in a main file, it's going to be give us a lot of error. But before that, let's just comment this up. Okay, we are basically imported this embedding tensor that new, but the problem is we don't need this struct at all, right? Do we need this? For linear, I have one. for embedding. I'm not sure. But for now, let's just assume that. Let's do something like this. Okay, it's embedding new, and it's going to be take rows and d size, and and this makes sense, right? Because we are calling this new API inside embed. It's going to be return a tensor here. That is, so here first we need to create a model. Let's just create a model. Okay, so the grad mode thing actually backward pass. Basically I have a more than one strategy for training neural networks, because you know there is a lot of strategy actually, because which is basically in some sort of a situations some of the things are best, and in some sort of a situations other things are best, something like that. So that's why I created this grad mode thing, where you can basically say that you can basically tell the framework to, hey, I want to train my neural network by this method, not a traditional method or something like that. So that's why I just have this grad mode here, but for now it's not going to do anything. But once we add the backward pass, it makes a lot more sense. And the grad mode, here we have a enum, which is a tape and pre-computed. So for now, let's just leave it like this, but in future, we will take care of it. Okay, maybe we can run this. Still, it's going to be print a lot of number. Didn't I save the main file? Yeah, first I need to create, so the grad, okay, so the grad mode is going to be either tape or pre-computer. I just put it a tape now. By default, I think it's a tape. Yeah, by default, it's a tape. So, do I need to pass it? Maybe not, but let's just pass this model. Model, model, and what is that? So sum. So for, it's this is one of the other thing I don't like about Rust. You need if you make some sort of a field or anything optional, you need to wrap that to the sum variant in enum. That is what it is. It would be much nicer if we can do like this, like it would be much nicer if we can leave it like this, whether you don't want to pass anything to that optional, but we cannot do that. Maybe we can we can pass none. Yeah, we can pass none, but that's not what we are going to do, because it's going to be optional and it should be either let's just take. Okay, so we have created the model, and so this thing is, we need to call this through model. Yeah, now we have it. So you are basically creating the model and you are creating the embedding layer through it. Maybe we can thanks to just basically debug. Right. So one of the things about any sort of programming is that the print thing is very helpful for you to debug, whether it's a Python, JavaScript, Java, C++. You need, it's a basic stuffs, right? If you are really good at printing things, it's going to be much helpful. Unclosed delimiter where in the model, unclosed. This is for this, and this is for this, and this is for this. Where is it? So 26. So it's somewhere here. Okay. So this is for this, and this is for this. This is for this. Here we have, this. I just basically shit. We have a lot of errors. Oh my god. So it's a model, and hello bro, hello. RK creation bro. How are you bro? I hope you are well. layer.format. Are we passing input layer? Okay. Possibly tokens. What is it? 76 minus mute. So this is the problem. Can we do something like this? How can we make this variable as a mute thing? Maybe so this is in a model. So forward, we have forward here, lay input layer, grab modus. We cannot do that, right? We cannot do that. We cannot do that. Which is that you cannot name the parameter. In object-oriented programming language, like something like a Python, you can do it, but in Rust, sorry for that. Okay, so self at grad mode. So what is this? Self. So that's the thing we are going to call. On the grad mode, self dot. Interesting. But that's not going to, that's not what we are going to do here, right? We're calling and we are creating embedding layer. But so So this is so the way I created uh, this framework is that each you know maybe I can show you. So once you created the model and it's a stack, right? Then you can call multiple things on it. So you created embedding layer and you're creating another embedding layer and you are creating linear layer. So it's all going to take something and you are you are basically passing some of the things here, something like something like this. Okay, so this is once you created, it's going to be in a model. You created two set of layers and linear. So this is how I just basically model this thing. Model this. Right. Then you give a data, but there is a flaws in my implementation, which I shouldn't do that because that's going to make things bad. The grad mode. So this is the grad mode, but with new, you don't need it, right? You don't need it. So, so new, and the new with the grad. That's what you need. Okay, once you call, it's going to be the default. Okay, now you call it, it's going to be written with the default, then it's going to be layers, and this thing for now, I just all this to I just commented on all of them. In main, and now we can we don't need this, we don't need this, we don't need this, we don't need this. But what is the point of making this? Because um it's it's not a block size, it's a, yeah, size and config implement CCC, and mm, now uh, just see how much, how we just passed. It's about 2 hour, right? 2 hours. Nice. But yeah, today I can only post. So we have some errors. Okay, so could not find in the root crad. Shit, why am I typing like this? Oh, so much error. Oh my god. God damn it. Model, that grand mode. Where is it in linear? Okay, what is the problem with that? You have a model, similar name exists in the module. Grand mode. So similar name exists in the module. Sorry. Module. But did I implemented that? Okay, let's just make this a bit more easy to debug. So for that, I'm going to basically comment this out. So just for just for embedding to work, you need these two, tensor, and so now we are going to have a much less error. But still I have a lot. Yeah, the reason because basically Oh, I should have a much less error. Linear dot find in the grad. Didn't I save this file? Oh my god. Not found in the scope. Yeah. So hold on. If I included this module, then yeah, now it should be run. The thing about Rust is that it's really hard to get things done or right in a first or second try, because it's really hard. Because when you're programming in Rust, you are going to programming in a loop manner where you are constantly iterating through errors and make things better, um, by reading errors and changing strategy, changing things. It's a If you are programming Rust, you are mostly building things in this loop iterative manner, right? Unless you are a genuine master in Rust. If you are intermediate or average, you are going to do that. If you are a beginner, you are going to do that. If you are more than intermediate, you are going to do that unless you are really good at what you are doing. Not found in the scope. Tape. Actually, it's a grad move. Okay. I think I don't need to. Uh, First of all, I need to stop this thing. Just fix a single error and run it. That's not a good habit. Block size. Okay, block size. What is the problem with that? So the model, eh, it's a model, right? It's a model. So maybe we can. Um, Maybe I can just change this though. Okay. But this representing which model? So this representing this model. Model dot embedding defined here. Shape. Actually, it's not. That is the problem. I can see. So it's a embedding, right? Here you can see that this. Just make this as a bit. Now you can see not found in the model. Wait a minute. I just need to do something like this instead of this. Okay. I'm calling the method on the struct. You know, I'm basically forgot the syntax of Rust. Here am I. The reason because I haven't touched for a while. I haven't touched the Rust for a while. And that's the result of it. Still, I'm getting this error, but I changed my file, didn't I? Why am I constantly getting this issue? I changed my file. Tensor grad, where is its main? So unused doesn't really matter. Should have upper camel, doesn't really matter now. Mismatch type. So implement model. So it's a grad expected but found model. Expected what? Now, so maybe I need to specify the return type here. It's going to be return self. Um, and use of undeclared type. This is for now. Let's just this is how you can debug in Rust. You need to command a lot of things and run specific things, and you need to uncommand them once you fix them. Okay. Okay, and where we are now, we have this. We fixed this, and model.embedding is is an associated function, not a method, but I'm implemented inside the model, and it's going to take the thing is it's not going to take a self. That's why it's an associated function, not a method. I think that's why it's saying like this. Method not of yeah, method memory not found in the struct. I understand. And embedding model tensor, no method not embedding found in the struct. In the okay. Um, maybe we can adjust. Mute self. It's going to be you don't need a self here. Just let's just now now yeah, it worked really. Actually, I need to change this for now. For now, okay. Let's just change this to some random number so that we can see the error. Unused model config. Not really matter. Unused variable, unused, number of layers and heads. So the model config field never read, doesn't matter. Multiple array function never read, doesn't matter. data never read. Okay, these are simple steps. Now we have it. Okay, so now we have something just fine, but the thing I wanted to say is that I think I need you know I got to go. So I think we are crossed 2 hours, but pretty soon I will try to improve my stream quality and the hour of uh, hours of my stream, right? So I'm going to increase the number of hours I'm stream and the quality, and I'm planning some other things. And for now, for today, it's going to be 2 hour, but in future, I will increase. I'm planning to do somewhere between 3 to 4. So it's a reasonable number, right? Reasonable number to stream compared to other streamers, right? Okay. Today we I hope it's I hope you learn something, and it's I hope it gives some it's I hope this stream is useful for you. I really terrible at my English. I need to just improve that. Okay, anyway, thank you for watching, and if you like my stream, click the like. If you want, you can share it. Thank you anyway, and see you in another stream, right? Maybe tomorrow. Let's just close it.